everybody. Welcome to Learning Forward. This is our weekly show on Saturday where we meet passionate educators from across the world. This week, we go across almost to a different country, time zone, heart, spirit, and we go and meet Raquel Fernandez, a global learner, a passionate English and science teacher at Escola Sant Gervasi Cooperativa, an innovator. She has been 15 years with a leading organization, Fundació Tr, where she heads international projects. That's how we connected to this lovely 100 ambassador. She has a passion for cultures, design, and organize international events. She manages transformation in schools. She's a great speaker at national and international events. And we also met at an event where we decided that we must share our passion for education. Welcome to the Learning Forward show, my dear friend Raquel.
Well, I was thinking all morning about the question you were going to ask me to see what I was going to transmit this morning to you. And it goes to my roots. When I was a child, I have always been connected to education, and not just because I have always been learning since I was born, but because I was raised in a family full of educators. My mom and my dad, they were educators at a cooperative school here in Catalonia that is called Sant Gervasi, and that's what really has connected me to education, because I have been listening to my parents talking about education every day during dinner time. and in a time I wanted to find my own way, but I felt that what really passionated me was education too. So I started working since a very young age with children. And what I have discovered after all this time is that what really, really passionates me is to have this feeling that I'm accompanying a person at a point of their life, trying to give them as many possibilities to learn, to get to know themselves, and to get to know the world around them, not just their small world around them, like their family or their friends. That is super important, but to get to know about the world and what is our mission in the world, or what is their mission in the world. So to give them opportunities to think and know that they are human beings, that they can do something for the world and for them at the very beginning. So I think that to me, education is very, very connected to feelings, to get to know the person and what are your abilities, what are your gifts, because we all have gifts in a way, and how to be connected to that motor that we have inside, and to do the best that we can in the world, really.
Please stay with us. We will be back after a quick commercial break. Thank you. That was a very nice and warm way of explaining your passion. Now, sitting in Barcelona, and we are here sitting on the foothills of the Himalaya mountains in the north of India. We do share one thing in common, that we looked at parents as a major source of learning and inspiration. And then we both work with children. But what I find very fascinating in your story is that you feel that you are a company to children, and you need to have your children understand and see the world around them. That's exactly what you said. And for this, you have to be connected with feelings and understand what is the gift of life. This is so very well put. But share with me, in your work, how do you translate this connectedness with children to learning?
Well, I have the luck to, for the past 10 years or so, be connected to education in two different ways. In one way, I work with the students in my school, in Sant Gervasi School, and I work as a science and as an English teacher. But I also have the opportunity sometimes to work as a tutor, and of course that when I'm working as an English and a science teacher, what I'm trying to put into the scene are real activities that really mean to them something. And besides, when I work as a tutor, I have time to spend with my students to help them in any issue that they have in their lives, with their friends, with their families, or with themselves, that they need to talk or they need to discuss or they need to understand. And I also try to, in these different type of scenarios, I try also to bring them knowledge that is far from just the subject or the topic we are talking about. Yes, so trying to help them raise their life skills and giving them different tools to learn and to help them grow. Yes, so for example, mindfulness or things like that it's more related to their life skills. And as I said before, to get to know themselves as a human being. That's what I do in the school, in my classroom. And then besides, part of my time as an educator, yes, I am helping other educators to bring innovation and transformation in their lessons and in their schools. So that's giving me the opportunity to get connected with lots of educators and teachers, not just from my country, but from around the world, because as you have very well introduced me, I am head of international projects at Fundació Tr, so I'm always trying to find and seek innovative projects that can help us learn. So what I mean is that when I'm working in this other side of my time with educators, what I'm helping them is to bring these real meaningful activities and experiences, let's say more than activities, to their classrooms, and by learning from others. So to me, it's very important that students also can see that teachers, we are learning at the same time that they are learning. So to help them bring the best environment to transform education and to give them opportunities to learn.
Thank you. Quickly, in a minute, share a project of yours with us, how you have practically done this. Give us a real life feel of a project, international project which you have executed or which you are currently in the process of execution. Give us an example.
Yeah, okay, I can give you many examples, but the very first that has just come to my mind was a project that we did a couple of years ago that was connecting students from different schools around the world, talking about education. Yes, we thought that it was really interesting and meaningful for the students to know that their voice can be heard, and that they can share their thoughts about what they think about education. So we asked different students from different schools in Argentina, France, Italy, India, many different places. We asked them to explain to each other what was education for them and what was the future of education for them. Because sometimes we forget to ask them, and they have brilliant ideas, and they can very, very clever with these ideas. So we connected the students into conferences, and they worked first in their classrooms in small groups, their thoughts. They looked for information and so on. And then they connected to each other and they talked about it by following a conversation as we're having now. And then from this conversation, then they went again to work in small groups and they wrote a piece of writing about what education was for them, like writing a letter to the teachers around the world. So once we had this, we recorded a video. So each school sent us a video about with the students explaining what education was for them. And then we put this video together. And we showed this video, the kickoff of this video was in an international meeting of teachers that we had here in Barcelona. So we had this video shown and a representation of students from different countries coming to this conference and giving like an open speech, like an open letter to the educators that were listening there about what was important for them. So I think they gave us a very clear example that students, teenagers, and small child can also teach teachers, and they can be very clear on their thoughts and on their visions, and they are very fresh and innovative.
Thank you. That's a great example. It's been beautiful having you with us and share your knowledge. I'm sure you will do many more projects and take learning forward for everyone in the world.